And now we shall discover what is inside the Historical Society. So it's an interesting little location, in my opinion. You don't actually have an individual map for it, because it's a very small building, to be honest, so you don't really need one. But it is of much interest to Silent Hill fans because of this picture. Well, not that one. This picture.
It's that key word, judgment. And it is Pyramid Head.
It's a coal mine. Which is also of interest for Silent Hill fans because it's where a lot of the coal stuff comes from.
It's a very ominous looking staircase down, but I think we're looking just in the last of this building first. It's very short, little exploration.
I like that picture.
Photo of a deep, deep hole. Yes, it's something to remember. I think we can hear sort of faint foghorny wailing type noise.
Yes, there's definitely a musical key there to represent what's going on screen.
At the minute, I think that the sort of foghorny waily type noise you could really, because we're going down definitely in the direction of the lake.
And in sort of a this isn't real sort of way.
Yes, well obviously it's a very long, unnatural, weird, grimy corridor. And we're in a new place. And you can infer from mentioning prisoners that it's some kind of prison.
That and the map tells you.
Yes, we don't have it yet.
Actually, it's fairly obvious what it is once you start exploring anyway.
Oh, and we have those weird spitting enemies back. Because I think once you come back outside after the hospital, a lot of the enemies are nurses from then on.
I think it's nurses and mannequins. I'm not sure if the lying figures have been removed completely or if we just didn't see any there.
Oh, we've got some more paintings. Toluca prison camp, yes. Like all those pipes on the wall that was in that room. Looks very weird.
I know, this is what I meant by one of those prompts, which essentially goes, do you want to continue the game? Because it's not really asking us genuinely whether or not we want to continue, or, well, it sort of is. It's providing a checkpoint location so that you go, this is clearly a point of no return.
Yeah.
However, it's mostly to reinforce that what you're doing is something very strange.
I think Scott was just doing a last check that there was absolutely nothing else we could do. And no, there isn't. The only way is down again. Which is going to be a long-running theme from now on after those long stairs down as well.
Once again reinforcing that I assume this isn't supposed to be part of reality as we know it. Well.
I love that effect. Because it's like, it's supposed to be water, but it's... Obviously, if you're walking on it, it would be shallower, and you wouldn't really have that kind of reflection.
Good grief, that was quick. That normally takes me ages.
We have to break it somehow.
Was that what it says?
Yeah. We use the most obvious approach. Equip something and smack it.
That's what I did.
We have unveiled the door. I suppose that transition does leave a bit to be desired, I think.
What, because it's 4 hours long? That's just the Windows version. The PS2 version doesn't do that. A couple of people reckon it's to do with the game sort of internally switching resolutions. And because you're running the game in such a high resolution on the PC, much, much higher than the PS2, that it takes longer because of that. Because it's not a very efficiently programmed game for the PC.
So we're now sort of in a under passageway sewers type thing.
So I think the trick to this section of the game is you sort of have to think to yourself, how real is this? What is actually happening? And it's oh, we're going in here.
Got a spiral writing key. Our torch is turned off. Well, that is deliberate. To see what Scott can figure out.
Yes, I think there's 2 meaningful pauses there. To start which leadeth thee to purgatory. Cool. We lingered there on the dry cell battery and on the key.
There we go.
Can we just use it?
Yep.
Oh, yes, we can.
You literally just changed the battery and then, oh god, everything's covered in bugs.
Then what we have to do is, we figured that out quickly. We have to click the keypad. The keypad has
3 numbers lit up.
Yep, and we have to guess.
Yeah. And each time I think those numbers are random.
Each time we play the game, you mean?
Yeah, they
yes,
change.
I think so, yes.
And I think a down beep like that means no, that wasn't right. And we just have to keep guessing.
Nope. James freaking out a bit there.
With good reason.
Now you see, the way I do this is I'm very methodical.
Yeah, you go through them in order.
Exactly, so I'll go 589, 598, okay, so it doesn't start with a 5, and then I'll go 859, 895. And then I'll go, okay, so it doesn't start with an 8, and then I'll start with the 9. So yes, I do it very, very methodically. And then you start worrying that it's going to be double.
Yeah,
so
it is only 3, luckily, but
3 numbers which are different, yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to look it up in a guide, because it is random every time. You just have to figure it out.
Do you lose health?
very, very slightly, I think. I could be wrong. Because,
Hey!
oh, there we go. In the apartment, when we occasionally saw a bug, I think, in one of the corridors, that did hurt you.
But only a tiny bit, because they're only bugs.
Yes, we'll just have to wait and see when Scott checks his inventory next.
Well, once again, a sure sign that this isn't supposed to represent objective
No.
reality. Because from a certain perspective, that looks like you're coming from the floor into a corridor. We'll see when we go back if you didn't notice it that time.
I think you could safely say we're not in Kansas anymore. Nope. So the only way forward is that sort of weird, distorted perspective corridor. Oh, it did hurt us.
Only a bit.
Only a bit, yes.
And we'll leave it there and discover what happens next time. Well, we know what happens next time he jumps. We'll see you then.